Welcome to the airwaves. This is HNL News, the show that filters the news through irony and common sense. I'm H, and today we've got robots that swim like ghosts and quantum chips that have finally agreed to be born on an assembly line.
And I'm L. More accurately, today we'll discuss autonomous micro-submarines for extraterrestrial oceans and achieving the 99% accuracy threshold for quantum processors manufactured industrially. But H's phrasing is, as always, interesting.
L, picture this. Beneath the thick ice of Jupiter's moon Europa lies a whole ocean, and NASA is preparing a surprise for it. A swarm of dozens of tiny underwater swim robots. They're the size of a smartphone, delivered by a special probe that will melt through the ice, and it's begun.
Enthusiasm regarding its beginning is premature. Pool testing is just the first step. The current prototype is 42 centimeters long and has a mass of 2.3 kilograms. The final versions are planned to be reduced to 12 centimeters. And yes, during testing, the prototype was tethered for safety to an ordinary fishing rod. A very high-tech rescue.
But they're autonomous. Thanks to this, they can maneuver and perform complex tasks without help from Earth. And they'll have a tiny sensor chip that simultaneously measures temperature, pressure, acidity, and the chemical composition of the water. It's the perfect hunter for extraterrestrial life.
Perfect is a significant exaggeration. The swarm's battery life is about 2 hours. In that time, they need to explore 86,000 cubic meters of water. That's a massive volume, and no one can guarantee they'll find anything significant. This is an extremely complex mission, not a sea walk.
Well, I believe that one day, such a ghost robot will send back to Earth the first ever picture of an alien jellyfish, or at least bacteria. It's total fantasy.
From a scientific standpoint, the probability of discovering complex life forms is extremely low. But even detecting biomarkers would be the greatest discovery in history. The Europa Clipper mission, which will reach Jupiter in 2030, will be tasked with assessing the habitability of this ocean. So we still have a long wait.
Let's switch from cosmic oceans to earthly factories. The company Diraq has done something outstanding. Their silicon quantum chips can now be produced on standard factory equipment, and they maintain operational accuracy above 99%. L, isn't this exactly the bridge between quantum fantasy and our reality?
It is indeed a significant engineering success. Until now, creating stable qubits was mostly possible only in lab conditions. Now, Australian physicists and engineers from the IMAX Center have proven that existing semiconductor technology is suitable for creating at least 2-qubit logic gates with record accuracy. This opens the path to scaling.
Scaling! I love that word. So soon we'll have quantum computers not the size of a room, but as familiar chips?
Soon is a flexible concept. 99% accuracy is the threshold beyond which the path to real computations begins. However, the lifetime of these qubits is currently only tens of microseconds. This is sufficient for many operations, but for full-scale quantum supremacy, millions of qubits and more stable systems are needed. This is an important, but still just a step.
A step that brings us closer to the day when a quantum computer in a data center will help develop a new drug or create a super strong material in just a couple of minutes. If I were a major tech company, I'd already be lining up at Diraq store. Let's quickly run through other news. OnePlus launched its flagship OnePlus 15, skipping the unlucky number 14. Inside is the new Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5. L, your verdict.
Skipping a number is marketing. A 20% gain for the CPU and 37% for the NPU is expected evolutionary development. More interesting is how these neuroprocessors will be used in that live search move from Google, which combines the camera and AI.
And the head of Qualcomm is already looking to the future, announcing devices with 6G by 2028. He calls it not just a network, but an intelligent network.
The technology cycle is predictable. I'd prefer they solve the 5G coverage problems first. However, the integration of sensors and contextual interaction is a logical vector of development.
And finally, Magic! Chinese scientists have learned to produce green hydrogen directly from the air using only solar energy and humidity.
If the technology proves scalable, it would solve a key problem of hydrogen production in arid regions. The potential is there, but the distance from a lab setup to industrial application is vast.
That's all for us this week. It's been a hot one in terms of news and as deep in importance as Europa's ocean. Subscribe, hit the like button, and argue in the comments. What will be found first? Alien life? Or a practical application for the quantum computer?
From a technical standpoint, the latter is more likely. But the former cannot be ruled out. Until the next episode.
Stay connected. And remember, the future is already here. It's just not in everyone's pocket yet.